Alright, and focus here on a trio of neat little figures also from Mech Ideas. We just saw the Technotude Titans. This is Demolition Crew 03, DC-03 Gauntlet, DC-03P Piston, aka Crankcase, aka Iron Fist, and DC-03W War Gauntlet, which was a kind of 3A-esque battle damage. You can see the paint on him, a convention-exclusive version of Gauntlet with a dirtier paint job. And again, they're basically the same little car. What's neat is, like, this is based off of IDW Iron Fist from Last Stand of the Wreckers. And I think at the time they originally announced him in this repaint, I don't think Crankcase had shown up as part of the Scavengers crew in More Than Meets the Eye, but he since has become part of that little fan favorite group as well. So kind of neat that a couple of fan favorite characters end up getting made from this mold. Like I said, I may be wrong on that, but I don't think he had shown up in More Than Meets the Eye yet when they first announced these. Because this was originally a project by, I believe, Mach 5 was the company, which went under and was resurrected by Mech Ideas. They got the rights to the mold. However, I don't know the whole story behind it, but it came back through Mech Ideas and is finally released. Again, like I said, this one was at BotCon, and then these here are just came out. They are basically the same mold. Piston has his dual pistols as well, and Gauntlet has just his light former cannon here. And since they are the same transformation, with the exception of, like, the guns come off, his guns unpeg from the front of this in the exact same way. There's just two of them. Again, we're just going to focus on one transformation here on these guys, since it is the same between them. So to transform him to robot mode, pop this off. You can leave it attached if you want as well, but we'll just leave that attached there. So you take him, you open up these little panels right here on the side, up here on top, lift those up. And again, when you go back, you want to make sure that this open part of the hinge is on the outside. That's the only way to get everything folded up right. But then you bring his arms out here, just like this. Bring those down, and rotate the arm at the elbow to bring them facing forward. There's a hinge here, a transformation ball joint here that you want on the back of the arm in robot mode. Just like that. Come back here, lift this up, rotate the feet out and around. These panels stay underneath. So flip the feet out, split the legs, and then you flip his head up. Make sure his chest is pushed all the way down. Snap his head into place, and then you can lift this up a little bit more. And then back here, before you close the backpack up, these panels fold all the way in and flat against the backpack on the inside. Just like this. And then the backpack raises up and sits behind him there. And there is Iron Fist in robot mode. And he's cute, and he's fairly accurate. I mean, proportions are a little off here in the middle, but for the most part, really accurate to the way he was portrayed. Accurate in Last Stand of the Wreckers, based on Nick Roche's art. It's really cool, and he's got a neat little head. The colors are nice. He's very bright and clean here. This little cannon you can pull off. He can hold it in his hand as a weapon like that, or you can leave it attached up to the thing. And it's, again, once that transformation is done here, we'll get the other guys out here. That's him in robot mode. Here's Piston and War Gauntlet, so you can compare the dirtiness and the wrecked upness. You can see War Gauntlet has some battle damage on his arm and down the front, and then this little bullet hole here in his head, like from the comic. Now these were very limited. I think they were either 100 or 200 pieces. They weren't widely available, and a lot of that they may go up on Planet Steel Express. I'm not sure, because these were all, like, all of these these rusty, damaged decos. All the damage and everything is custom done at the factory. So it was a little bit more, well, actually a lot more time consuming and labor intensive. So they made a very small run of these. Now again, you can leave the cannon attached up here. You can put it in his hands. Piston can hold both of his pistols separately in his hands, or you can. Either way, there's a couple little holes up here on the backpack, and you can slide these in and plug them in like that, so he's kind of got shoulder cannons. You can do that on either side, just like this, or you can plug them in if you want to. You can plug them in so they stick straight up, kind of like they do in the comic. You can plug this handle in like that and have them sit up like that. So it's entirely up to you with the orientation you want all these guns. And it does work for Gauntlet as well. If you want to give him a shoulder cannon, you can take this back here and plug this. You got to kind of get it behind. You want to lift this panel up a little bit to get this tab behind it, but you can plug it in. Maybe plug it in sideways. You can plug it in. Oh, come on. Oh, I know I got you in earlier. Maybe, you know what, the first time you do it, it's a little tight, and it may be the problem with this one. I think I maybe done it with War Gauntlet, so let's try it with him. I know I put this in on one of them. Yeah, it was War Gauntlet. So yeah, you have to kind of rotate it to go behind that flap. But you can give him a shoulder cannon as well. So it's entirely up to you how you want to display these guys. They're really cool. They're really neat. It's nice to see a project that gets canceled and then suddenly comes back. You said you might be able to get War Gauntlet on Planet Steel Express. I think these are all Planet Steel Express exclusives. But or maybe, I can't remember. But yeah, they're out now. They're fun. They're neat little representations of the characters. Piston actually, despite being almost the exact same mold aside from the head and the guns, really conveys being a different figure. It's kind of neat. I like the way they work. Again, a size comparison, since I already had him here for the other comparison. Here's an Iron Fist comparison. So they're smallish, but fun little figures. Posability-wise, they've got the ball-jointed heads. They've got a little hinge there at the shoulder. It's a ball joint in here on the shoulder, and then the hinge here. There's a ball joint back here behind the elbow. There's a ball joint in here at the elbow. The fists are on a ball joint here as well, so they've got a full swivel, and it can swing in right down here. There is a waist swivel. It's a little blocked by the, actually not so much by the backpack. Once you have it flat, it can clear just fine. Ball joint hips, there's a mid-thigh swivel, just hinge knees, and the feet are on little hinges. There's not a whole lot of ankle posability, but he's nice and solid and sturdy, and he's going to hold most poses you stick him in because, like I said, he's a stocky, sturdy little figure. So there you go. There are the Demolition Crew 03, Demolition Crew 03 Piston, Gauntlet, and Demolition 03 exclusive War Gauntlet. Nice little set of figures. Definitely, I mean, pick one version up if you get the chance because they're really fun and really got a lot of character to them.